mama's strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you could be next, you better give respect, cause ain't nobody breaking this redneck.
Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Brawl for All Pro Wrestling Show. We are on episode 61. Cdub from Chronochord Media is with me. What's up?
What's up? They ain't breaking this redneck.
Yep, that's right. And also we have Jeff Crow with us as usual. What's up, man?
What is up?
Yeah, and the big news coming off the Royal Rumble that I think is almost like bigger than the title match itself, the win, is the debut of the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, man. It was awesome, if you ask me. And the way that they did it was perfect. Anybody have anything to talk about it before I get into what I think?
Yeah, man, I'll jump right in here. And I thought it was great. I mean, the Royal Rumble started out so awesome. Reigns and Rusev in the ring. And last year, if I'm not mistaken, they had Bubba Ray Dudley come in at that number 3 spot. And it worked really, really well because it was almost like nobody was expecting a surprise to come out that early. And there it was. Bam, number 3, the music hits. Roman Reigns is looking and he's all puzzled. AJ effing Styles walked out, dude. Holy crap.
And that pop was crazy because I think it was more like people expected him to show up like we did, but they didn't expect him to be number 3, I think.
No.
And that crowd was almost like it was like a It was a different type of pop than I've heard. It was weird.
Yeah, because I mean, one thing to note whenever they played it, of course, on the Royal Rumble, they didn't actually show the screen or the entrance
right,
until
and when they
Styles
saw those,
came out.
Nobody knew what that song was. And I'm going to tell you right now, just a little funny thing. I remember we were watching it, Jeff, and I thought almost like, who the hell is this, Reverend Devon?
Yeah.
Because they had that like church
like
music at the beginning. I'm like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, at first, like, what
But yeah,
the hell?
man.
But once that phenomenal hit the screen, though, the crowd just popped.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. That I am phenomenal, and then everybody went completely freaking bonkers.
That was the best pop I've heard for a while. The best debut I've seen for a while in WWE.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They did it perfect.
Man, it was finally.
Like finally he's in WWE. Like it had to take that many years to get him in there. It was weird.
And Jericho, though, claiming that they've wanted him for a long time.
Well, yeah, they have. It just seems like, man, he could have been in there at least 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Well, and hey, Styles said it himself on his way down to the ring on Raw. This is where I should have been all along.
Well, it's true. I mean, look at the impact he's had in like 3 appearances.
Oh, man. Huge already.
Definitely the talk of the wrestling world right now. And with Rollins out and Cena out, man, he's got a perfect opportunity right here to step right in and be a major player. But we do want to talk about, we'll talk about the Rumble here in a little bit, the match itself. But let's go through the other matches here and talk about them real quick. We had Henry and Swagger won the kickoff to get into the Rumble match. It was on the kickoff show. It was a 4-way tag match between the Dudleys, Young and Sandow, and the Ascension. I thought Damian Sandow and Darren Young, I guess Darren Young's on his own now. No more PTPers. Strange. Yeah. That's a note I wanted to know. That was a good kickoff match, and Henry and Swagger are a pretty good formidable tag team here.
Yeah, I like it, man. The Red River Connection, Texas and Oklahoma. I like it. 2 great athletes. Swagger's still pretty young, got a little bit of gas left in the tank, and looks like Mark Henry might be on his way out this year at WrestleMania in Dallas. So, hey, I'm all for Mark Henry having a featured spot on the card.
Yeah, I mean, they are a pretty good tag team. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, definitely. That'd be sweet if we get some card there. Mania can go out to Texas.
Oh, I think they definitely could feature him in the tag division for sure.
Either that or in the Andre Battle Royal, man. That's pretty much my early pick to win that.
Right. Moving on, it was the New Day retaining the tag titles against the Usos. We called the Usos winning it, but I think you called New Day, didn't you, Cdub?
I believe I did.
And it looks like this feud's going to continue now with somebody else involved when we get on the Raw. We'll have to talk about that in a bit. We had Kalisto defeat Del Rio to become the 2-time U.S. champion, and it was perfect timing because I guess Del Rio is bothered by a lower back issue right now, I read. I guess that if he makes all his bookings from here on out, he should be good to go and be able to work through the injury, but we've yet to see what's going to happen here. Anything on that?
That sounds like it's a play-it-by-ear situation there. I mean, Del Rio's been pretty busy even prior to him returning to WWE, so I'm sure that he's got a lot of nagging injuries like a lot of people do, but Hey, hopefully he's healthy. I do like Kalisto capturing the title a second time, and that was a bit of a happy accident by WWE booking wise with the development of Del Rio possibly being injured.
By the way, on SmackDown, Kalisto and Neville had one heck of a match, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was pretty good, I thought.
I thought that was a really good match. You see it, Cdub?
I did not. I have it on the DVR, and I'm gonna have to go back and check it out. I gotta support my boy Mauro Ranallo, man. What a fantastic job he's been doing.
Yeah, and I watched the full SmackDown for the first time since he's been announcing, and I gotta say that he adds so much realism and it's just really cool listening. It's so different listening to him.
Yeah, like I said earlier, hopefully he'll be up on Raw before too long.
I'm thinking he will.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, they at least got to get him on there as a color.
Yeah.
If not as the main guy, because he'd be great to sit there and shout out, lines.
There's no plans on JR coming back or anything.
He'd be a great JR type announcer, in my opinion.
Right.
He's got that same kind of charisma.
Yeah. I also kind of feel like Mauro could do color and play-by-play kind of at the same time as well. So.
But I have a feeling that Cole's locked into that position.
I think so for the foreseeable future, unless he decided to take a job maybe with WWE's production up in Stanford and come off the road, which could be a possibility.
Yeah, if he sees, if everybody thinks that Mauro is better, then he's going to have to do something. But for the foreseeable future, I think Cole's got that position locked.
I think so.
But it'd be good for Mauro to
move up, though. I mean,
yeah,
be good.
It'd still be good to have them both on the same broadcast team too.
Oh yeah,
we could get rid of JBL.
I love it, Michael.
It almost seems like King draws off of Mauro better than he does off the other people. Gets a little bit more creative when he's working with Ranallo, I noticed.
Yeah, he kind of heals it up a little bit more.
Yeah, he's been healing it up.
He's kind of a dick to Mauro sometimes, and it's pretty funny.
You'll see during that Kalisto match, he healed it out pretty good. Going on from that, we had Charlotte retain the Divas title. No surprise there over Becky Lynch. Anybody got anything to say on that?
I thought it was a pretty good match.
It was a good match, but it wasn't surprising that she retained the title. I do think it's a great position to leave them in, almost going into WrestleMania here. They have a chance to have a really good women's feud.
Yep, and of course with the addition of Sasha Banks to that feud, I'm not sure if Becky is going to go elsewhere into another feud or if they're going to toss all three of them in. I'm hoping that all three of them are.
Didn't Sasha come out at the end of this match?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. What happened there?
Yeah, Charlotte gets the victory after Flair distracted Becky. Becky had Charlotte in the disarmor.
Right.
And Flair threw his jacket on top of Becky, and Charlotte got the roll-up victory, I believe. And then she started attacking Becky. Sasha's music hit. She comes out. Sasha hits Becky first.
Yeah.
Takes her out of the ring, and just as Charlotte's about to exit with Ric Flair, Sasha comes up and hits her with the reverse codebreaker.
Backstabber.
The backstabber.
Yeah. Yep, the backstabber.
The bank statement.
Locks in the bank statement, man. Huge pop for her, too.
Yeah, that was a huge pop for Banks. But I already thought Banks was in the fold, but I guess now...
She was, but I think they've kind of removed her somewhat from Team Bad, or are starting to.
Yeah, let's hope so. I hope they break that whole faction thing apart.
Yeah.
Well, the Bella teams broke up now because, well, we can just report it right now that, Nikki Bella having that possible career-ending surgery. She had successful surgery, I saw on SmackDown.
Good luck to her in her recovery, man.
Yeah, she'll have to wait.
Serious.
She has to wait 6 months to see if it's going to be healed enough for her to make a comeback or not.
Yeah.
So, good luck to her.
Hopefully she gets better soon.
I saw Cena was there at her bedside and everything. She looked in rough shape.
Jeez.
Man, she said pretty much had a broken neck. It was a really bad herniated disc, which isn't good at all. So it could possibly be career-ending. Hopefully, I would
have to assume she won't be doing the rack attack anymore.
That's also what I was going to note that she said that was what it was from.
Dude, as soon as I saw her debut that move, I knew, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. Anything that causes that axial load, that spinal compression, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, why isn't somebody using a heart punch as a finisher? Or a flying drop kick, maybe, or,
She said that finisher is what caused it, more than likely, and she will not use it again if she returns.
Smart move. Look at Hulk Hogan. He chose the leg drop for his finisher and had how many back surgeries?
Yeah, dropping right down on your ass every night. It's not good. Especially at his size. Yeah, his size and weight. And that's actually what Nia Jax is using, so maybe she wants to rethink that.
Possibly, yeah.
She's using that big leg drop for a finish.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then we go on to the 30-man Royal Rumble match, and we talked about the AJ Styles debut. Jericho had a 52-minute showing in this.
Yes.
And change. I think it was 52 and change.
The Iron Man Award goes to Jericho this year. He came in at number 6 and was the 26th to be eliminated.
It just shows you what kind of shape this guy's in at his age. He's like, can get out there and go with the young guys still, and it's no problem. He doesn't look out of place.
No.
Got a little bit around the midsection, though, more than usual.
Yeah, he is getting a little bit older, you know?
Right. I mean, it's going to be hard to keep off all your life, but that's the only noticeable change in him.
Taking breaks.
Yeah, he's taking breaks. He's gained on some weight, but he's kept it off for the most part.
Staying in shape.
He's still in shape, but it seems
he's still playing shows with Fozzy and everything, and probably just like all of us, man. One too many beers, one too many slices of pizza, and you get a nice little paunch on you.
Yeah, he's going good though for his age, man. I mean, you're not going to keep that way forever. I mean, there's no.
And I mean, I think that statement's pretty well backed up by what we're going to get to with Jericho on Raw the next night after the Rumble.
Hell yeah. And just to note, the Final Four came down to, do you guys remember the Final Four? It was Ambrose, Triple H.
Ambrose, Triple H, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns, I believe.
Yeah, and just to say, we called Triple H returning at number 30 last week. I think all of us said that he was going to practically return. I think everybody in the world knew he was coming back.
I think so. I was going to say, if you go back a couple more weeks, I think at least one of us pretty much said Triple H is going to be coming back to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
I think you said it, but we all pretty much noticed that.
Oh, yeah.
That would be his payback.
And, I mean, that wasn't a bad call.
It wasn't.
It was somewhat predictable, but it was done well. It was well received by the crowd. I didn't feel ripped off by it. And, of course, we figured out the next night on Raw pretty much how this road to WrestleMania is going to go as far as the title picture.
What'd you guys think about Lesnar getting beat down, taken out by the Wyatts?
Loved it.
That was the only way you could have got him out of there.
Loved it, man.
And also, Reigns was eliminated before the final two.
That's right, yeah.
Ambrose was the final guy eliminated by Triple H.
Yep. Ambrose with the runner-up spot.
I would have said
He's
that.
been getting pretty big pops, so.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird.
And of course, that match that he had with Kevin Owens at the Rumble, which I don't think we mentioned. That match, my God. That was a early match of the year candidate, I would say.
Right. Sami Zayn showed up.
Yes, the return of Sami Zayn came right down to the ring and picked up
Kevin Owens.
right where he left off with Kevin Owens. That's the feud that will never end between those two.
Right, and it's going to be happening on the main roster. I've heard rumors that he might be brought up to feud with Kevin Owens.
Dude, if you give Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens 20 minutes in a WrestleMania match, they are going to steal the show. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen because he's got Nakamura.
That's true, yes. That's a bit of news that we can talk about there out of the NXT tapings.
Yeah, go ahead and announce it. Might as well.
At the last NXT tapings, it was announced that Shinsuke Nakamura was going to be debuting at NXT TakeOver Dallas, and he's going to be taking on Sami Zayn. I'm honestly, I know it's a lot of advanced booking, but I am really, really excited for that matchup.
Oh, so am I.
That's going to be such an awesome debut for Nakamura. And, yeah, man, if that's the program that they go with, but we could see Sami Zayn as that in-betweener between the main roster and NXT in the next couple weeks, maybe.
Right. Nakamura, I already gave my thoughts on how I feel about that guy. He's going to be a superstar for WWE. Some people are saying that the debut of Asuka kind of downplayed Nakamura's debut. What do you guys think on that?
I don't see how it could.
Just because they have similar styles and...
I would have to disagree. I can see where somebody could draw the comparison, but...
Right. I disagreed with it, too. I think he's his own guy. For one thing, he's on the male roster, not the female.
Number one, I mean, I think that's just people just, oh, hey, they're both Asian.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you look at Asuka, she's a lot more colorful, both in attire than Shinsuke and in her entrance. But whenever it comes in the ring, I feel like Shinsuke is more colorful than she is as far as, like, showing off.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe a little bit more serious tone to it, not so, like, bright and, like, anime-esque. It's like Kana or Asuka can be sometimes.
Right.
But, no, I mean, that's a fair assessment, but just wait and see with Nakamura. I feel like somebody who said that is somebody who hasn't watched a lot of Nakamura matches.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too, because I don't see any problem with him coming in right after her and having a similar type style, like the knees and the kicks and everything.
I mean, that's strong style, though. I mean, strong style, New Japan has those strikes, and they can be adapted to WWE style. They just have to be, you got to go through the Performance Center and make sure that you're not breaking people's noses out there, pretty much.
I hope he keeps that King of Strong style type gimmick.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, it would be. But yeah, Triple H ends up winning the Rumble. So, anything else to say on the Rumble? I thought it was the best Rumble in probably a good 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Overall.
Definitely good.
I would say it's probably the best Rumble I've seen as far as me being really excited for it since, I don't know, 2007, 2008 maybe?
Yeah, I'd say at least, yeah.
And, I gotta say, it was probably one of the better undercards of a Royal Rumble event. It's gotta be up there with the best.
Yeah, it's one of the better Royal Rumbles I've seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Man, and it's been quite a while since they've had a good one.
Yeah, it has been.
Got like where it was just lame, and you actually got excited for this one this year.
Yeah, it makes you look forward to the next one.
Most definitely.
So, yeah, the next night, we went on to Raw. The big things that happened in here that I wanted to note, we had the great AJ Styles and Y2J match in his Raw debut.
Oh, boy.
What do you have to say about this?
It was sweet. Hell of a way to debut on Raw.
Yeah, it was. Him coming out talking about how he, like you said, that he belonged there, should have been there the whole time. What'd you think of that, Cdub?
Man, that... between that theme and just the hype behind Styles and what I've seen of him in the past, man, that Jericho versus Styles match, as soon as I saw it announced with that match graphic,
Yeah, me too.
I said, all right, time to clear my schedule. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to sit here and watch this match. Did not disappoint, but one thing to note here, Styles did not connect with the Styles Clash.
Right.
So, no Styles Clash in his singles debut or in his actual debut at the Royal Rumble.
But on SmackDown, he ended up getting it in.
Bam. Styles getting it in, son.
Yep, got it in against Curtis Axel of the Social Outcast.
So there you go. The honorable distinction of the first WWE Styles Clash goes to the third generation from the Hennig family, Mr. Curtis Axel. That's a pretty high honor, I feel like.
The first Styles
Man.
The Axeman.
Oh, man. Another thing I wanted to talk about here is, how about that Golden Truth segment? Those guys are great, man. Gold Dust and R-Truth being the team together. He's trying to get a team going with R-Truth. R-Truth acting like he doesn't swing that way, and he's married, and I don't know if you saw it, Cdub, but it was great. They had another one on SmackDown, too, where they're going to run.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that one out, but that one on Raw was very funny. Gold Dust, man, Dustin Rhodes, he is still hilarious. I mean, he's pretty old, got to be coming toward the end of his career, but still hilarious. I saw him on Up, Up, Down, Down with Xavier Woods, and he did some of his old Tourette's gimmick. And, dude, anytime he starts in with that stuff, I just start cracking up.
Oh, he's back to doing that again, kind of.
Yeah.
This is like another, I think this is like the second version of him and Booker T.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's what I'm looking at, Golden Truth.
That was a fantastic team back then, Booker T and Goldust. Hey, guys, let's just be thankful that they didn't decide to team up Goldust with Triple H and call it Golden Showers.
You're right. Another thing I wanted to note off of Raw was Bray Wyatt versus Kane. And then after the match, they beat down Kane and the whole family just pretty much destroyed him. They'd come into play again. What'd you guys think of that? They'd come into play again on SmackDown when they...
Yeah, I mean, it's making them look like they're pretty unstoppable right now.
Yeah, they're just trying to go around decimating everybody on the roster, saying nobody's safe. The next night on SmackDown, they ended up attacking Ambrose and Reigns. So,
man, I've really liked this this mean streak we've seen out of the Wyatts here. Of course, in the Rumble, like we said, it took all 4 of them to eliminate Lesnar, and it's pretty clear to me that they're building up Wyatts versus Lesnar.
Yeah.
Something that I mentioned today earlier to you, Jeff, is that WWE has the special March to WrestleMania event on March 12th, live from Toronto on the network.
yep.
And early indications is that Brock Lesnar will wrestle there against one of the Wyatts. Early rumor being Luke Harper.
That'd
So
be sick.
with that being so close to the WrestleMania event itself, of course, and after Fastlane, I guess we can go ahead and talk about this. The Fastlane main event with Brock Lesnar in there, the triple threat match.
Yeah.
One would think that maybe the Wyatts are going to cost Brock Lesnar the championship somehow.
Yes, at the end of the night, Stephanie came out and announced that after they got done of disposing Rusev through a table, Ambrose and Reigns, she came out and announced that the triple threat match for the number 1 contender will be Ambrose, Reigns, and Brock Lesnar at Fastlane. And they will face Triple H at Mania, the winner. So that was the end of Raw.
I thought it was pretty cool how they booked Raw, of course, in that opening segment with the Authority, where they basically said that they were going to evaluate everybody this week. And we saw a lot of really good singles matchups come out of that, I thought. The Kane versus Wyatt, and of course the Styles versus Jericho.
There's more I wanted to discuss, but since you started discussing that, I just went ahead and said the end there, since that's when they announced the match. But the other things that I had noted was the whole Rock return. I thought was pretty good, confronted by the New Day, and then he had the Usos come out and back him up, and they ended up beating down the New Day. And did you hear him say, "We'll see you at WrestleMania"? I'm guessing that the Rock and the Usos are going to take on New Day at Mania.
I don't think that's going to happen. From what I understand,
I don't
The
know
Rock
what it was.
cannot wrestle at WrestleMania because of insurance reasons on his whatever his latest film project is. But The Rock could be a special guest referee or just
Well, him saying
kinda-
that, "We'll see you at WrestleMania," I just was like, okay.
I fully expect the New Day to keep the tag team championships until WrestleMania, and I've been calling for it for a while now. New Day versus Usos versus Dudley's TLC match. Make it happen.
That'd be sweet.
Exactly. The last thing about Raw that I wanted to discuss, and we were all over the place on Raw today on segments. Like I said, they finished with that Reigns and Ambrose putting Rusev through the table and Steph coming out. But there was another segment I wanted to talk about, and it was just funny to me. The Flo-Rida Social Outcast segment, where the rap battle between him and Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Bo-Rida.
Bo-Rida.
Kind of owned him in the rap battle, in my opinion.
He completely owned him in that rap battle.
I mean, I didn't see... That was a bad comeback by Flo-Rida, but I thought that was great, putting the sunglasses on him and the hat and the gold chain. Old Bo-Rida.
That was pretty classy. I think Bo-Rida should sport a captain's hat like his daddy used to as the captain, Mike Rotunda.
And it's funny, they've been in a lot of spotlight lately, the old Social Outcasts. They got this spot, and then they had the AJ Styles spot, so...
Hey, man, I mean, they're doing everything that they can to make the most of this opportunity that they've had.
Yeah,
So,
Flo-Rida.
kudos to them. I mean, time will tell if it actually pans out for them, but
The
so
outcome-
far, so good.
Right. The outcome of that was Flo-Rida calling out the Dudleys to beat the Social Outcasts. But, yeah, so far, like you said, Social Outcasts aren't doing too bad. They kind of are like three-man band version 2, though, jobbing out all the time. But
That's true.
Axel and Heath Slater are both good on the stick.
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah. Just some other notes from Raw. Owens over Ziggler. Sasha Banks defeated Becky via DQ, but she was attacked by Charlotte after the match, so there's that feud going there. There was Bella and Fox defeating Paige and Natalya. Kalisto defeated Miz. So there's your Raw results right there. Anybody have anything to say about that Raw? I thought it was a great Raw, especially with AJ's debut. the Rock segment, the whole thing at the end with the announcement of the match. I thought it was good, like you said, the way they opened Raw was good. Overall, pretty damn good aftermath of the Royal Rumble, and I thought.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, agreed, man. It was good pacing for this show.
Yeah, it was. So anybody have anything to say before we get on to the news and notes section here?
I look forward to seeing what Kalisto does with the U.S. Championship. Hopefully we get some good matches to come out of that, and Kalisto can continue to get over.
Yeah, and the SmackDown following was really good, too, which I recommend everybody go check out. They followed up a lot of stuff off Raw, in my opinion, so you have to go check that out, Cdub.
I'm ready to see it. I think they said Brock is advertised for it.
For what?
We're all coming up.
Oh,
nice.
I hope Raw. Yeah, I was wondering when Brock was supposed to return. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I don't know where I've seen that. I have to look again.
If he's advertised next week, I'm definitely going to be checking that out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be tuning in anyway just to see what they do with AJ. I mean, it's got me wanting to watch every episode now.
I mean, WWE, you said it, dude. WWE picked up AJ Styles and has made pretty much any show that he's on, to me, destination viewing. I'm going to watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear you. Here's a little note from the NXT episode I watched. The big news from that one was Corbin tapping out simultaneously to the sharpshooter from Zayn and a crossface by Joe, which was put on at the same time. So what's going to happen here is Zayn and Joe are going to have a 2 out of 3 falls match for #1 contender. And I can tell you what, I didn't read the results of the match of who won, but I can tell you it's almost an hour Broadway that they do.
Oh, man. That's going to be a hell of a match. I'm really looking forward to watching that.
I don't want to know who wins either right now. I just can't wait to see that match.
Yes.
And talking about Samoa Joe, there are talks of him heading up to the main roster to debut as early as the post-WrestleMania Raw, just like Neville did last year.
That sounds like a great idea to me.
Yeah, you were talking about how you thought this was you said what they could do, I think, with him.
Yeah, Styles versus Joe. I mean, there's usually that kind of lull after WrestleMania, after they kind of put everything out there, and Styles versus Joe is a fresh matchup to WWE television that could, I feel like, really carry the summer, kind of like Cena versus Owens did last year.
Yes, it could. And I don't think many people realize how many WWE fans didn't watch TNA and don't really know who AJ Styles is.
It's true, man. It's absolutely true. Styles, of course, was in TNA for all that time and elsewhere, but for the most recent couple of years, he's been with New Japan. And, I'd say you could probably cut the number in half of WWE fans, maybe even further down, that actually watch New Japan or are even aware of it.
That's why I was surprised by the pop he got at Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more people know about him than what I thought.
But it's also, the Rumble was in Orlando. I mean,
big following there.
Big following. You
Internet
got
following.
The NXT fans, of course. Impact was taped there all those years. So Orlando's kind of one of those. Orlando's kind of one of those smart mark towns now.
Yeah, definitely are. They're big internet following town and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
Not too far from home in Georgia.
Right. I'm just loving AJ and WWE. I can't get enough of it, and I hope everybody enjoys our little intro there, made specially by Cdub.
Yeah.
That we might have to keep that rolling for a couple weeks. You never know. Other than the talks about the Samoa Joe heading to the main roster for the post-Mania Raw, we talked about Sami Zayn heading up there to feud with Owens already. But also it said that, remember how we said that there was talks of Balor being pushed up to the main roster? Well, now it's being said that he's going to be remaining as the face of NXT past March as of now.
I love it, man. I mean, Balor's pretty young. He's in good condition, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. And I think keeping him as the top dog in NXT,
right?
Especially considering you have Shinsuke coming in and possibly Gallows and Anderson. Why not keep him there?
Right, I agree. Just keep him in there for now. No need to push him up to the main roster if AJ and guys like that are getting over. We can see good matches with him and Austin Aries, Nakamura and him. We got to see those matches before he goes up.
I mean, guys, let's face it. WWE has done such an awesome job of building young talent here in these last few years and going out and cherry picking the best talent.
Well, I have to interrupt you there. They never really have built anybody other than like maybe Baron Corbin. Other guys they've just brought in from outside and never really changed much. So they're not really developing guys. They're just bringing guys in that are already pretty much developed and just need fine tuning.
There's not necessarily anything wrong with that either.
No, but you can't say that they created a lot of guys.
That's true. I feel like they've done a good job with a lot of the divas that have came out of Performance Center. But, time kind of remains to see who the first guy that's completely WWE trained, who has never, or girl, who has never done anything else in wrestling except WWE to make it to the top is.
It's right now Baron Corbin.
I think he's probably on.
They brought in. They've had to get used to the different. I mean, the way WWE runs stuff, the camera angles, and all that.
Right. If Corbin makes it up to the main roster and is a star, he'll be the first one that was complete WWE made.
I think so. I mean, as far as in the Performance Center era, yeah.
Everybody else has been established on the Indies stars before they came in. I mean, Ambrose with Moxley, Rollins with Tyler Black. List goes on and on.
Did Tyler Breeze, did he work anywhere before
Yes,
FCW?
he was Mike Dalton.
I think he was Mike Dalton in FCW.
Yeah, I think he worked on the Indies, though, before FCW. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. He was not complete WWE made, in my opinion.
Right on.
You can just look at a guy. I'm just thinking of his look. There's no way. But, hey, you got the internet right in front of you if you want to look real quick.
Right.
Why don't you check it out? I'd like to know. I wonder if he did.
He made his debut for Power Zone Wrestling in 2007. First match, April 25th, 2007. Went to NWA Extreme Canadian Championship Wrestling and was trained by Lance Storm in Calgary.
Okay,
So yeah, he definitely had about 3 years before he came to FCW. So yeah, he doesn't really qualify.
No, so it'd probably be Baron Corbin.
Yep.
The only guy I can think of. Speaking of another NXT note, Hideo Itami. Right now, it's saying that he's out indefinitely. He's having a lot of complications from that shoulder surgery that he had. And he's nowhere close to returning right now, reportedly.
I really hope that report is incorrect, because I've been really looking forward to Itami coming back.
I've seen it on a few sources now. He's been sidelined since last April, and the complications are going to keep him out pretty much indefinitely right now, and there's no return date.
That's possibly, all of his time in Japan kind of catching up to him.
It is. That's exactly what I thought myself. And how about the other news? Like, you brought up Gallows and Anderson. Well, I guess TNA is trying to throw their hat in this and trying to get Gallows and Anderson now. But what is said is they are expected to sign with WWE, and that the team likely will debut on the main roster other than NXT, like it was reported earlier.
I think that's a good idea, but I mean, NXT is great. TNA couldn't book a fart out of their asses, let alone actually use Gallows and Anderson as something worthwhile. From what I read, the agent for AJ Styles, of course, had this thing last week that we talked about, I believe, where apparently Styles, Gallows, and Anderson were all negotiating with TNA. They had a deal memo worked out to where they had some terms agreed upon, and whenever it came down to contract time, TNA gave them a contract that didn't match the terms that they agreed on, so they said nope.
Right.
And apparently that's what led to Styles going to WWE.
I'm
gonna have to assume at the very least that WWE's already locked these guys up, and this is just TNA flapping their gums trying to get any kind of publicity that they can.
Another note, they said that if Anderson or Gallows end up in NXT with the deal that they have, it won't be long before they go up to the main roster.
Yeah, I would think a stint in NXT would just be to get them used to working WWE TV. Gallows has done it before, quite a bit, of course, but Carl Anderson really hasn't worked the WWE style.
No, he's straight from New Japan.
Yeah.
He started there, everything. Well, I don't think he actually started there, but he pretty much did. Say what, Jeff?
I said NXT is going to be so loaded.
Oh, man, they're so loaded, they almost got to start sharing some guys with WWE just to share the wealth.
WWE's pretty loaded too, except for all these injuries.
Yeah, but Vince is like, you can't have all these guys. I mean, that's probably why AJ's on the main roster right now.
Yep.
I mean, it's just be too overloaded in NXT.
Yeah.
And WWE's really hurting for stars.
Right now they are. The damn injury bug has hit them hard.
Yeah, speaking of the injury bug, we'll move on from that and go into some news that we found out about recently. Sheamus, he appeared on Twitter in a picture in a cast with an injured left arm, and it was a nice cast on there. And obviously what is the actual injury here? I've heard he's reportedly out 4 to 6 weeks.
Sounds like to me, I mean, from the picture that I saw, it looked like a hard cast.
Yeah.
Pretty much from the forearm up to the hand. So it could be anything from a fracture in the hand, fracture in the wrist, full break. Could be some torn ligaments or tendons in there. There's really no telling.
Well, did you know it was his 38th birthday the night that he did that?
Oi, fella, look at the Irish.
Yeah.
He beat one of his coworkers up like Griffin did. Punched him and broke his hand.
He says, the celebrations went well when you wake up in a cast. He said, did you have any idea how it got there? That's what he said on his tweet.
Oh, you must have been out drinking the night.
Well, I bet they're not happy about that, really, if that's the case.
That's not good for his momentum.
No. Also, I mean, the bug has hit the League of Nations because Barrett, he's already injured somewhat. And then you got Sheamus out. And now we got a report today that Del Rio is dealing with a lower back issue, so...
Well, Comrade Rusev,
that we already
take it
talked
easy,
about,
buddy.
So, I mean, the League of Nations might as well just fold up now. Unless they're going to have Sheamus come out there anyway. I don't know what's going on here. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with League of Nations.
Maybe he'll use the cast.
I don't know. He could wrestle with that cast, I thought, but maybe not.
Shit, Bob Orton wrestled with a cast for like 20 years.
Oh, yeah. The next note I have, a couple signings from one of our favorite companies, TNA. They re-signed Jeff Hardy, and they also re-signed the Wolves. You guys got anything on that? I was hoping that Jeff Hardy would hold out and go to WWE, but I guess it's not going to happen.
I don't think it will. I mean, I feel like that ship has sailed as far as the in-ring career.
I don't know if they trust him.
I don't think they do. There was a lot of talk of him and Matt making a WWE return, but, with that signing there, I don't know how long it's for, but there's none for the foreseeable future.
I think they would do a lot better in TNA being a big fish in a small pond than in WWE right now.
TNA really needs them.
Yeah, and I mean, they're both in spots where they're featured, so...
And the second company that had a couple signings, I actually like them, ROH, Ring of Honor. They actually re-signed Jay Lethal, so he's not going to be going to NXT anytime soon. And they also re-signed Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, a.k.a. Red Dragon, which I saw on Wrestle Kingdom 10. They were really good. Those are two teams that I'm sure WWE would like to get a hold of. Lethal and Red Dragon, I'm sure they would like to get a hold of both of those guys.
Yeah, man. Fish and O'Reilly would be great in WWE. It's good to see Jay Lethal stay with ROH, though. He's had... such success in 2015 that I think it would be foolish of him to leave at this point.
Yeah, there was a lot of talks about it, though. We've even talked about it here on the show, so...
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I mean, he's doing great over there in ROH. Why do you want to stop that? Being the top dog over there in a small pond is probably better for him now than being in NXT. Just like you said with Hardy. But I do see him coming soon to the NXT.
Yes.
Down the road here. So you guys have anything else on that?
No, hopefully, about a year or so, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping a year. I'm really hoping the Briscoes can get into the NXT soon, too. So, I mean, they need to give those guys a shot, too.
I think so, man. They're still my favorite tag team on the planet.
They're mine, too. And it just sucks that they're not in there. I mean, they'd be great in this whole movement right now.
For sure. But, hey, they're, Mark and Jay are family men. They can work their job at Pew Lawn Care whenever they need to. And that's about it.
Couple more notes here before the end of the show. Batista reportedly meets with Vince McMahon at the Rumble to discuss a one-off appearance at Mania 32 in a non-wrestling role. I guess he initially passed on the idea, but then he left the door open for creative to pitch ideas about using him at the next WrestleMania at 32. So You guys have anything on that? What could they do with Batista? I know Cdub told me something about what you would do with him.
Well, considering that you have the situation that we're going to, I'm assuming where The Rock can't wrestle at WrestleMania, you could have The Rock come down there in some kind of segment and maybe talk about his next movie coming out. And maybe The Miz could come out. He's always flapping his gums about how he's a movie star. And then, boom, you could have Batista come out. Of course, he has had a lot of success lately with the Guardians of the Galaxy series. I believe he's gearing up to film part 2. So that would be just right off the top of my head. As soon as I read that note, that was the first thought.
Yeah, so that'd be a great idea in my opinion too. So if they're trying to pitch ideas to him, hey, Cdub from the Brawl for All has a hell of an idea for you guys. So yeah, Triple H, if you're listening, hit him up. What do you think about that, Jeff? About using Batista?
Yeah, that'd be a great way. I mean, it'd be cool to see him have an appearance there too.
Yeah, and I'd rather see him just have an appearance than a match.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys feel about that.
Not too old for a match.
Yeah, he about is. And if he's going to do that, he needs to have a little run, not just a one-off match. Jeff, I know you have some info on this, and Cdub, you might have heard about this, but Lucha Underground appeared on Sports Center in a segment on ESPN. Jeff, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I didn't catch the beginning of it, but I caught, I don't know, about the middle of it. And they had Rey Mysterio was on there, and Johnny Morrison.
Yes.
He was on there.
You said Prince Puma.
Some other guys, they were showing them some wrestling moves I seen.
Yeah, so Lucha Underground being featured on ESPN. Have you heard about that, Cdub?
Yeah, I actually saw that. That's a huge bit of publicity for Lucha Underground. I know that their spot on El Rey, they've had a lot of success. They have a pretty good fan base that's building. So season 2 is going to be big for them. The addition of Rey Mysterio is going to bring in some more of those WWE fans who might not watch otherwise. And yeah, being on Sports Center, I mean, you can't beat that in terms of publicity.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too that WWE's got a spot on there.
Yeah, could there be some kind of inner workings with WWE and Lucha Underground a little bit that we don't know about?
I don't feel like there is. I mean, I think it's just a case where Sports Center wants to feature more wrestling content in general. There's probably some kind of deal there. I mean, I know Robert Rodriguez is behind the El Rey deal, so maybe he had a little bit of pull somewhere or something and got that spot. You never know.
But it was cool that they made an appearance on ESPN. Like you said, that was a big spot for them. And they had their first episode of the second season, and everybody said it was really good. You gotta check it out. I guess it was like a horror-style entrance by Vampiro and everything to open the show. I haven't seen it, but I guess they had some pretty cool stuff on Lucha Underground, so definitely gonna try to check that out so I can talk about it here on the show when it comes up. I know at least what's going on over there. 2K announced the multi-year extension for the WWE video game properties. That was the last note that I had right there.
I think that's good. They've done their due diligence trying to improve on the foundation laid down by THQ in the SmackDown vs. Raw series.
Right.
They've been a little bit lazy with the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game, but I mean, at this point, those are last gen.
Right.
I'm really hoping that they continue to focus on the next gen versions of the game and get those even better, allow more creation. I think the foundation is pretty solid as is. Just keep building, and job well done thus far from 2K there.
I agree. I have the Xbox 360 one that I just got recently, and I enjoy it for what it is. I like the new characters and stuff more than anything. You know, the gameplay and stuff never really changes, but it is what it is. I'm really looking forward to getting the next-gen console soon, so...
Likewise.
If you guys don't have anything else, that'll be
I got nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here, guys. We've got ourselves a caller on the line. It looks like, yes, from Calgary. You're on the air.
Hello. This is Stu Hart.
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm calling from Calgary here. It's snowing like a son of a bitch. I was just wondering if you boys wanted to come by the dungeon and exercise and learn some holds, and maybe I'll stretch you and teach you a little bit of discipline.
Stu, it would be an honor to be stretched by you in the dungeon.
Hey, what?
And it would be an honor to have you stretch me in the dungeon. And by the way, didn't you die like 5 years ago, or?
Yeah, the son of a bitch death. He was a salty bastard, but I put him in the sugar hold, and he screamed like a little girl.
Well, what have you been up to, Stu?
Just laying in the dirt and been trying to work out, stay loose.
Still making them eggs?
Making a comeback.
Still making them eggs in the morning?
Yes, the damn cat. He's coming up on the counter, and Muffin took a piss right on the countertop.
Goddamn muffins, man.
That's why I don't like cats.
I gotta get going here, gentlemen.
Stu, it's been
nice evening there, and I'll talk to you some other time.
Well, Stu, you have a great night, and I hope we hear from you again here on the Brawl for All. That was a great deal there, man. You just called in out of nowhere.
And it looks like he's gone, fellas.
Stu
from Calgary is gone. How about
Cdub, you were speechless the entire time. I mean,
what is there to say? We're talking to the ghost of Stu Hart.
I'm talking, did he die like 6 years ago?
I think it might have been longer than that, but I was afraid to say anything in case he decided to stretch me.
Well, he might stretch us anyway in our sleep tonight.
I mean, ghost or no ghost, I'm pretty sure Stu Hart could still jam my head right up my own ass.
Yeah, I mean, let me grab an arm there, son.
Tough old bastard he is.
Yeah. Well,
no selling death.
I can't believe we just got a call from Stu Hart, but, you know, it's the way it goes here on the Brawl for All. You never know what's going to happen. Just like in the WWE, WWF. You never know.
Yes, this is the Brawl for All new generation. Anything can happen on the Brawl for All.
Well, Cdub, before we... Anything can happen. Before we jet out here on the show till next week for episode 62, do you want to give them a plug for Chronochord?
Most def. Our regular listeners already know. You can go in the featured channels tab here on the Brawl for All, and you can find us, Chronochord Media. We just posted up our Royal Rumble review, posted up some fresh new instrumental music, and a Super Bowl 50 preview. Go check all those out. Drop a line, and check us out also at chronochord.com. You can find us there. That's chronochord.com. And make sure to leave a comment here on this video, guys, and let us know what you thought about Stu Hart calling in tonight. How about that?
Hell yeah, man. And also give us a comment about anything that you thought about what we talked on the show here. Make sure that you subscribe here to the Brawl for All's YouTube channel. Go over on Facebook, search us down there, and like us on Facebook. Also, you can find me on Twitter and follow me there at the future B4All. That's the number 4, B4All. So yeah, follow me there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for getting on, Cdub. Thanks for getting on, Jeff.
I think you forgot to say thank you to someone.
Oh yeah, and thank you to Stu Hart, the legendary Stu Hart, for getting on tonight as well. Wow.
That's right, you son of a bitch.
How'd you forget that?
I don't know. Slipped my mind already. All those chair shots I've taken over the years.
Yeah.
One too many. Okay, guys. Well, I'd say until episode 62, that'll be a peace out then to everybody that listened. And until next week.
Yeah, thanks for everybody listening. And I'm looking forward to Raw, see what they do with AJ, and hopefully Brock's on there. So.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see what's going to happen on there. So yeah, I'm going to have to say peace out to everybody out there. Cdub, thanks for getting on.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Tune in next week, guys. Got some more great WWE news and plenty of all of the happenings in the pro wrestling world. Can't wait for Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT. Yow!
Ain't nobody breaking this redneck, too, son.
Nope, yep. They don't want none.
They don't want none. Yep. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Southern boys with the promised strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you can be next.